We have to go to the root. We have to go to the cause. Dealing with the condition itself is not enough.
Dear Mr. Massa, I'm just trying to mind my own business. What's the matter? It's just another day, another black king captured. I'm about to lose my brain, stuck inside this ghetto rapture. I got a lot of smoke. If you want it, you can have it. They want a hat trick, but this is black girl magic. Ain't talking about the kind that'll make you disappear, but I'm talking about the power of the melanin within. Ain't looking for trouble, but I'ma say this one time. I put two dukes up if you try to touch mine. We still want justice for Samir and Trayvon. You say you don't see color, but racism ain't blind. They targeting little kids whose skin look just like mine. So I'm paranoid, it's a war zone outside. And I'm a black queen, so if you ask me to step out of my car, you gon' have to snatch me. Cause I ain't going no damn well. Had to spend my whole life living unfair. Ancestors got my back and they right here. You can never understand, it's a nightmare. Living in my black shoes by the black rules. You can keep your handshake, I don't dap coon. The white man to go nuts if he cash you. But you all on his side like a damn fool. Make it make sense.
We are oppressed.
Queen.
We are exploited. We are downtrodden.
Make it make
Queen.
We are
sense.
denied not only civil rights, but even human rights.
Ahmadiyah.
So the only way we're going to get some of this
Ahmadiyah.
oppression and exploitation
Queen.
away from us or aside from us is come together
Queen.
against the common enemy. Who taught you to hate the texture of your
Ahmadiyah.
hair? Who taught you to hate the color of your
Ahmadiyah.
skin?
Parents, pay attention to the books, the school system, given to your little children. Lies mixed with wisdom. His skin too bright, so he was blind to the prison. My skin just right, so I collide with division. You trying to pray to God, but we tired of religion. No savior saving, we got to save our savings. We used to pay miss, how we gon' make the slave rich? But who's to blame and tell me why you complaining? We need a team effort just to rule the nation. Like a bad relationship, missing communication. We missing moderation. They're trying to get a poison to my population. No reparations. I'm getting tired of Satan.
We are oppressed.
I'm
Queen.
getting tired of waiting.
We are downtrodden.
Queen.
We are denied not only civil rights, but even human rights.
Ahmadiyah.
So the only way we're going to get some of this
Ahmadiyah.
oppression and exploitation.
All right, hello everyone. Thanks for tuning back in once again to the original Queen Ahmadiyah Shakur show. I'm your host, Queen Ahmadiyah Shakur, and this is your second morning wake-up call. So as you're coming in, please feel free to go ahead and subscribe to the channel. If you haven't done so already, be sure to click that notification bell and click the word all so that you're notified each time the Queen Goddess goes live. Okay, and also, if you don't like what the Queen is cooking, you already know what to do. Exit stage left. No need to make a fuss on your way out. Okay, so let's get into it. Please get those likes up. You all know how they do. Okay, so let's see who is in here. All right, Nita's in Mike's World. All right, Vino is here. Claudette, Jeff, ATL, Charlene. Love Her is in the house. Aboriginal Woman. All right. We got Pearlie, Laverne, Empress, and Nandy is in the house. The Lovely T, All Hell Nah, Queen of Mona Huey, Cherokee Descendant Dale, Juju B. All right, let's get into it. Everyone, hey Priscilla, Hundi is in the house. Odd Negroes Official, Above All That Drama, Truth Monger. Sandra is here. Terry Hartfield, Deronda, Capricornus, Claudette, Bithia. Bithia said, you have looked great all week, Queen Ahmadiyah. Thank you, beloved. I appreciate you. All right, Mission Vision is here. That Crazy Beach Aries. So let's get into it. Entertainment Now, Dragon Lily. Okay, shout out to all my loyal royals in the chat. And if it's your first time here, well, thank you for joining us. All right. Thank you, Mystical Black Realms, for your super sticker, beloved. I appreciate you. Peace, love, and blessings. All right, I see you, Myth King, the Dean, Alberta, Cassandra. Okay, let's get into it. Now, with that all being said, let's talk about it because y'all know it's all nefarious. First off, let's talk about this coach who choked his girlfriend to death, strangled her. Parents and students in shock after Spalding football coach reportedly confesses to strangling his girlfriend in strangling her to death. Carl Kearney Jr. This is what he did. This happened in Georgia, also nefarious. Okay, no, I'm sorry, not Georgia. This happened in Maryland. Prince George County, Maryland. Now, a Georgia high school football coach is under arrest in Maryland and facing murder charges after allegedly walking into a police station and confessing to strangling his girlfriend to death. The Prince George's County Police Department has said 43-year-old Carl Kearney Jr. walked into one of their stations on Saturday morning and advised officers that he'd strangled his girlfriend inside of their Echo Peak, Maryland home earlier that morning. Now, the police identified the victim as 38-year-old Patrina Best. Okay, so they spoke to her parents on Monday and students from Spalding County High School in Griffin, who identified Kearney as the school's varsity football coach. They say, at first, I didn't believe it. This is what Camry Johnson said. I'm sure they couldn't believe this is all so nefarious. Now, let me just go to the footage. Likes up, everyone, please like and share. Thank you in advance. This is absolutely egregious.
Tonight, a Georgia high school football coach is in jail, charged with murder in Maryland after police there say he confessed to killing his girlfriend.
11 Alive's Tracy A. McPeer has the details from Spalding County.
It hurt. It hit like a ton of bricks. Like, I'm still shocked.
Lariquia McCord says Coach Carl Kearney Jr. was a father figure to his students and football players at Spalding High School, where her own son played for Kearney for 3 years.
The memories that I have of Coach Kearney, this is nothing that I would ever expect to happen.
According to police in St. George's County, Maryland, Kearney walked into their police station on Saturday morning and told them he had strangled his girlfriend, 38-year-old Patrina Best, inside of this house. Police then found her body and arrested Kearney. We confirmed through our sister station, WUSA, that the home belonged to Best's parents, and also that public records in Maryland show that Best attended Georgia Southern University and worked as a traveling nurse. Former student and football manager Camry Johnson says she'd seen Best with Kearney at basketball games and can't believe it ended like this.
Just a great coach, a great teacher, a great father. He always brought his kids around us. Just a great person, and he was very well loved by everybody. I am glad that he did go turn himself in. You know, he did the right thing by doing that.
Coach Kearney is being held by the Department of Corrections in Maryland, charged with first and second-degree murder. Now, we reached out repeatedly to the school district to find out what this means for Kearney's employment moving forward. They're on winter break, and they did not respond. In Griffin, I'm Tracy A. McPeer, 11 Alive News.
And
So they charged him with first and second degree murder. Please pay attention. This is all crazy. Roddy said he's not a great person. What the hell? Well, they thought he was, but clearly he had some things going on. Okay? And my thing is, I wonder what prompted him to turn himself in. Probably his guilty conscience. Please pay attention. This is all crazy. Now, with that all being said, everyone please get those likes up. Please like and share. Thank you in advance. Let's talk about Kodak Black, because I'm convinced. No, you know what? Before we talk about Kodak, let's talk about Malessa Mooney. Let's talk about Malessa Mooney, because if you all remember, let me go to the footage. If you all remember, I reported on this back in September when it first happened. The beautiful model, actually there were 2 models who came up dead under mysterious circumstances in the same area. Okay, so everyone thought that was crazy, and some wondered if in fact it was a serial killer or something like that. But so now the person who took the life of Malessa Mooney, or allegedly took her life, has been arrested. So let's get into it. First, I'm going to go to the footage of when I first, when I reported on it. This wasn't actually the first report. This was when I had some updates. Likes up, everyone, please like and share. Thank you in advance. Ahmadai Shakur. Police have released more information on the 31-year-old model and real estate agent Malessa Mooney, who was found dead inside of her apartment last month. And it's not only shocking, but it's also gruesome. Let's get into it. Now, in case you missed it, the backstory is the family of 31-year-old Malessa Mooney had not been able to get in touch with her. After sending numerous texts that went unanswered, they got in touch with police and wanted them to go by her apartment and conduct a welfare check. And that's when they found that she was deceased. At the time, they didn't give very specific details, but they did say that it was a homicide. Please pay attention.
Week. They apparently could tell the iPhone messages they sent her weren't going through.
When a week went by, we just knew something was off. Like, her messages wasn't delivering and stuff. So we knew something was up because we all have a special relationship. Lisa always been someone like a peacemaker in our family, someone that's always been like the backbone and making sure everyone's getting together, loving on each other. So this is a really big piece of us that is gone now.
Mooney's sister, Guyanese pop star Jordan Pauline, paid tribute to her last month, but she now says that the family was told that her sister was in such bad shape they had to put her back together again and that they would not be able to have an open casket funeral. Now, they say from the autopsy report that Mooney's death was caused by homicidal violence. They say that when the police entered her apartment, they found her with her hands and feet bound behind her back. Okay, she was hog-tied with cords and clothing. There was something shoved down her throat to gag her, and she was found stuffed inside of her own refrigerator. Please pay attention.
Has ruled the cause of death as homicidal violence. The report indicates that Mooney was last seen alive on surveillance video at her downtown LA apartment complex on September 6th. Police found her badly beaten body 6 days later, and we now know her body was found inside a refrigerator in her luxury apartment. Her family had asked police to do a welfare check when they hadn't heard from her. Police then found the model's body brutally beaten, her head and body with traumatic injuries, her wrists and ankles bound and tied together behind her back with electric cords and clothing, a gag stuffed in her mouth. Her body then wedged into a refrigerator with pooled blood below it. The investigator believes what many had suspected, that she was likely involved in a violent struggle before her death. In a recent interview, the model's sister said the mortician told her family in tears that he had to put her sister back together again.
We have to have a closed casket. We can't even see her. The people at the mortuary don't even want us to see her because he said it's traumatic. The guy at the mortuary started crying for us because of that, how traumatic it is. And it's like, why would someone do this to you?
Jordan Pauline also says that her sister was pregnant at the time of her death. She says she spoke with the father of the child, and she doesn't seem to think that he had anything to do with it. Now, there was another model who was found dead within 48 hours of Mooney, and that was 32-year-old Nicole Coates. At the time, these women seemed to have a lot of similarities, and so many of us thought that the deaths were absolutely connected. Coates was 32 years old, Mooney 31, and would have turned 32 within days of her death. Okay, so I'm going to stop it right there. So now let's go to the new report because, like I said, they think they have found the person who killed her.
Leanne Suter is live in downtown LA with the new developments tonight. Leanne.
David, the gruesome murder happened here at the 31-year-old's downtown apartment. Her alleged killer arrested in Minnesota tonight. He is back here in Los Angeles. Nearly 6 months after model Malessa Mooney's body was found beaten and bound and stuffed inside the refrigerator of her downtown LA apartment, her alleged killer now behind bars, arrested nearly 1,500 miles away.
To have someone do what they did to my sister to that caliber is sick. Is demented.
The 31-year-old's heartbroken sister speaking out shortly after her September murder. Magnus Daniel Humphrey now charged with the crime. He was arrested at his Minnesota home on an unrelated federal warrant. The 41-year-old is currently on probation for federal narcotics offenses and has a lengthy criminal record. He's now facing charges of murder and torture. According to the autopsy report, Mooney's body showed evidence of blunt force trauma. Her wrists and ankles were bound behind her back with electrical cords and clothing. Material stuffed in her mouth as a gag. When police went to her apartment in September on a welfare check, they found blood pooling beneath the refrigerator, the 31-year-old inside.
Love you so much.
At a vigil shortly after her death, friends and family remembered a beautiful life cut short.
She had such a big, bright smile and love and compassion.
We would just be celebrating her birthday instead of this, but we're celebrating her life and all the smiles that she gave everyone. So justice for Malessa, RIP, my beautiful princess.
Again, Humphrey has been extradited back to Los Angeles. He's currently being held without bail. He could be in court as early as tomorrow.
Okay, so that's absolutely egregious, okay? I mean, the heinousness of the way that she was killed. And the family reported that she was, they hadn't seen her and wanted a wellness check done. And so imagine the police getting there and seeing a pool of blood around the refrigerator. This is all so sick. Okay, I just want to know what his motivation was. And I guess we'll find that out soon because he'll be going to court. Now, of course, he's going to deny it, I'm so sure. But at the end of the day, I also want to see what evidence they had and how they caught him. Yes, it is diabolical, Duran. It absolutely is. It's very sad. Beautiful young lady. Condolences again to her family, friends, and loved ones. Okay, so now let's talk about this woman who went up to the school and put paws on a teacher, honey. Okay, because they say that her daughter was being bullied. And the daughter was the one being, getting into trouble. And so they just got fed up, I guess. And so the mother went up there and put them paws on the teacher. Please pay attention.
First time we hear from someone who was in Lincoln Middle School the day a teacher was violently assaulted. The mother of the suspect, the grandmother of the student at the school, is telling her side of the story. The woman accused of assault, 31-year-old Lynzina Sutton, is out of jail on bail. She's facing felony assault charges for the attack last Friday. School leaders revealed today Sutton was able to bypass security because she is quite short, they say, and was wearing a hoodie and may have appeared to be a student.
There was an issue brought to the attention of the administration Thursday evening after school. By the time the administration started looking into the matter, this incident had already occurred.
Syracuse Superintendent Anthony Davis calls the attack on one of his teachers the worst in-school incident he's seen. The district attorney says disciplinary action was taken against the child the day before the assault, last Thursday. Security was called and the child told the teacher, who was seriously injured, "My mother will take care of this." CBS 5's Samantha Croston is with the Live Eye at Lincoln Middle School now.
And Roxanne Tompkins spoke with us today on behalf of her daughter, who is just out of jail. She says the reason that they were at that school that day is because they were trying to rectify tensions between the child, some of the staff members, and some of the other students. The first words Roxanne Tompkins spoke to us today were, "I'm sorry the teacher got hurt."
That was never supposed to be that way. And I apologize for, and I hope she recovers. And there's always a better way to handle stuff. And we were going to talk at the school to have a conversation.
Sutton's mother says the anger Sutton felt stemmed from bullying that her daughter was facing in school and that it had gone unresolved.
She's been slapped. She's been kicked. They've broken her glasses 3 times.
She says her daughter, Lynzina Sutton, went to Lincoln Middle School with intentions of having a conversation with the principal.
But nobody broke in, because I don't understand burglary. The doors were propped open. They were propped open.
Tompkins' version of the events has her and the school principal arriving at the classroom together. Her daughter was already in there. That's when authorities say the teacher was punched repeatedly in the face. Tompkins says she saw the principal try to intervene. Afterwards, contrary to claims by authorities that say Sutton fled, Tompkins says they were escorted out by security.
I said, because they grabbed her, the security grabbed her, and I said, come on guys, let's all just walk out. I put my arms around everyone. I said, she said, I can't breathe because they're squeezing me. I said, okay, everybody, let's just walk baby steps. Let's get out of here, let's go. And security, they walked us out the front door.
Tompkins says last year, the school suspended her granddaughter for 60 days.
The whole Syracuse City School District should be held accountable. If your kid is being bullied and you're going up there, you're doing all the right things, you're asking all the right questions, you're going, and then all you ever hear is, oh, well, she's the problem, she's the problem.
And Tompkins added tonight that her daughter has no previous criminal record, nor has she ever been arrested. That was until last Friday, Michael.
Samantha Crossan live at Lincoln Middle School. Thank you.
Okay, so I'm sorry. I don't believe Grandma. Something about Grandma's story is not adding up for me. Okay, it's just not adding up. So you mean to tell me her daughter went up there and got into a fight about her granddaughter, and then afterwards they're being escorted out, and she puts her arms around everybody and says, okay, baby steps, baby girl, sit down somewhere. I don't believe that. I do not believe that she was acting and talking that calm. I don't believe it. All right, I just don't. Now, I could be wrong, but I could be right. At the end of the day, Truth Mommy says, if this child wasn't protected in school, then I understand why the mom popped off, y'all. I don't blame her if that's the case. Well, let me just say this. That's the dumb thing to do. I wouldn't blame her if she went up there and got upset and expressed her disdain for what was happening. But at the end of the day, what you don't do is go up there and put hands on somebody. Now she's got a whole criminal case. So that's never smart. There are better ways to handle it. I've had to go to the school about my sons before when they were in school. And trust me, I didn't go up there to put paws on anybody. I could get my point across without violence. That's what intellectual people can do. Okay, you may be mad enough to fight, but to go up there and actually fight is foolish. Because look where she is now. And they may have charged her with burglary because the grandmother says that they're trying to say they burglarized the building, like they just broke up in there. When she clearly says the doors were propped open, hopefully they were. But at the end of the day, honey, this is all nefarious. Okay, that's not what you do. That's hood behavior. Okay, I would not go up there and be fighting over that. And here's the thing: at the end of the day, the mother is obviously known for fighting. Her daughter knows that she gets down like that because the daughter said, supposedly, my mother will take care of it. My mother will take care of it. So I have questions. And then talking about baby steps. I don't believe it. I don't believe it. Queen, she is on that new mom stuff. Exactly. Okay. T-Comp said, tried that January 6th defense. The doors were open. Ma'am, sit down. Okay, absolutely. Taylor King said, you look fab today, Queen. I am scared of you. Thank you, beloved. This is all crazy. So now she's going to face ramifications. She's going to face the full brunt of the law. Yes, she is. Like, that's what you don't do. You cannot go. I understand her being upset. Okay, I have been upset too. Not about my sons being bullied, but about little slick stuff that the teacher said to one of my sons. One of the teachers told my son, my oldest son, she told him, or she didn't tell him specifically, but she was indirectly throwing subliminals, talking about, oh, some of y'all come to school all dressed up in your Pele outfits and with your Timberlands and your Jordans on and all that stuff, and with your hair all cornrowed. Yeah, she said all of that. And my son knew she was talking about him, so he came home and told me. He was in middle school. And I went right up there to that school. I sure did, honey. And I told her, I said, ma'am, I said, first of all, it is not his job to buy his clothes. That's what I do. So if you have anything to say about his apparel, you need to take that up with me. And also, what does his attire have to do with scholastics? And then she says, oh, well, the students are distracted because they're so busy looking at what he wears that they're not paying attention to me. I said, that sounds like your problem. Now, if you don't have the wherewithal to keep your students in check and keep them paying attention to what you're, in fact, teaching, that's your problem, not my son's, not because of the clothing he wears. What is he supposed to do? Come to school in rags so you can get the lessons out? Please sit down somewhere. Okay, that's how I handle that. But I didn't put pause on her, honey, because I can talk to you and get my point across. Okay, honey, because I don't play about mine either. Okay, I don't play about mine either. All right, sit down somewhere. So with that all being said, but I will say this. There was this racist teacher, a whole Karen, who one time lied on my oldest son. And I went up to the class. I went up to her trailer. They had the little class in a trailer. And I went up there before his class started. And when I was talking to her, I'm very aggressive when I'm talking, when I'm upset. So I was talking to her and she was like, well, I don't feel safe talking to you right here. I'd rather go talk in the principal's office. I said, we can go to the principal's office. It doesn't matter where we go. The energy is going to be the same. I think you're a whole racist. And so we went and talked in the principal's office and he asked me, what did I think? And I said, I think that she's a racist and I don't appreciate her lying on my son because other students said that she's lying. Okay. Now, I didn't tell them who the other students were, but I said at least 3 or 4 other students told me, okay, they corroborated his story that she's lying. All right. So I don't want him in her class. That's how I handled that. But she was nervous. But honey, Karen didn't have to worry because the queen was not going to put pause on her because I don't have time to be sitting up in jail. Okay, I don't have time to be sitting up in jail taking mug shots. Honey, who got time for that? Who has time for that? Honey, sitting up there wearing orange jumpsuits. Okay, sitting up there wearing orange jumpsuits and those little plastic shoes. I'm sorry, it's not for me. It's a no for the queen, honey, please. Okay. Truth Minder said Queen went up there and regulated. Y'all are something else. On Purpose said clothing etiquette is important. Flashy clothes can be distractive and imply better than personas. Listen, honey, let me tell you something. Clothing etiquette? Is that what you said? Let me tell you something, honey. What? Hold on. Let me read that again and make sure I read it right. Because wait a minute. Hold on. Hold on. Let me go back to that. Where is that comment again? Now, On Purpose says clothing etiquette is important. Flashy clothes can be distractive and imply better than personas. If you don't sit all the way down, honey. If you don't sit all the way down, let me tell you something. Honey, let me just say this. First of all, if I wanted to send my sons to school dressed to the T, that's what I'm going to do, okay? Because I choose to buy their shoes or chose to buy their shoes from Foot Locker, okay? They had name brand shoes. They had all the Jordan stuff like that. That's my prerogative. Now, again, clothing etiquette, well, here's the thing. I would go by the school's dress code, and that's what I told the teacher when I approached her. I said he's in compliance with the dress code. Okay, everything that he had on was in compliance with the dress code. So I don't want to hear anything about his attire. And you said it can be distractive. Well, like I said, anything can be a distraction. But at the end of the day, what I'm not going to do or wasn't going to do is dress my sons according to how she wanted them to dress. Karen doesn't run my house. I did. Okay. And the thing of it is, if she's a teacher and she's in control, she should be able to get the students in check. So that rather than being distracted by my son's clothes, well, they can just pay attention to what she's talking about. I'm sorry, you can't make that make sense. My son's supposed to go to school in rags and dirty sneakers so that the teacher can get out the lessons. No, that's not how that works. I've never heard anyone talk about clothing etiquette, beloved. I'm sorry, what book did you read that in? Because I need to buy it, okay? Clothing etiquette. Are y'all serious? Gifts better than personas? How is someone dressing nice with nice clothing giving off that they're better than anyone else? I'm sorry, say what? How is that giving off that someone thinks they're better than anyone else? My son didn't think he was any better than anyone else, and nor did I think he was better than anyone else. But in fact, I just chose to dress him a certain way. And he wasn't the only one dressing like that. He was just the one who wore it best. That's why the teacher was pressed. That's all that was. That's all that was. The teacher was hating. That's all I'm saying, okay? I want you all to pay attention because in real life, the kids may not even have been distracted. She could have just been lying and hating because some of these teachers be hating on your kids. Because why is she worried about his hair being cornrowed? Why is that her problem again? And he also had told me several things that she said leading up to that. Because one day she said something along the lines of, some of you come in here with your expensive Jordans and shoes on, and your parents are stupid because they could have just gone to Payless and bought 10 pair. Payless? Honey, we don't wear Payless shoes, okay? They're not comfortable for your feet because they're too cheap. We don't wear shoes from Payless. If the teacher wanted to wear Payless shoes, that's on her. And I'm not saying there's anything wrong with wearing Payless shoes. But at the end of the day, that's not what we wear. We wear comfortable shoes, honey, okay? Please pay attention. If anything I'm going to spend money on is a good shoe, okay? That's what I'm going to do because the feet have to be comfortable. And if my son's in school all day long, well, of course, I'm going to make sure their feet were comfortable and they were stylish. All right, so that's just how it is. Talk about clothing etiquette. I'm sorry, beloved, please sit down somewhere. Clothing etiquette? Are you serious? The Queen and I are too pretty for jail or prison. Facts. I know that's right, Queen Sam. Get somebody else to do it. Please. Y'all are so nefarious. But anyway, I digress. Queen Sam said you can dress from Walmart and have on a stylish outfit. Exactly. Exactly. You certainly can. I'm sorry, but like I said, if somebody is dressing nice, you know, you can't tell them what to wear because kids are looking at their clothes. You can't. Sophia says sounds like a personal issue. It absolutely does sound like one, honey, because that's what it was. That's what it was as far as I was concerned. They be mad at the soul of black folks, even other black folks be hating, says Roddy. Exactly. And let me tell you all something. I find it very interesting because I think that the teacher would prefer, you know, some of these teachers, like I said, they be hating on the students, hating on these little black kids or whatever. They punish them more stiffer than they do the other kids. In many cases, we've seen the video footage. I've shown you. Some of them have called these children N-words and all that kind of stuff. But at the end of the day, I had a friend who told me that he and his wife went through the same thing. They had to go to the school and talk to a teacher because the teacher was complaining about their son's clothing. Now, I find that all interesting. Honey, if your kid comes to school nice and clean and neat, nobody should be complaining. And everything they're wearing is in compliance with the school dress code. What you're not going to do is make me feel bad because I could afford to buy my sons nice things. That's what you're not going to do. That's what we're not going to do. Okay? And if they don't like it, and if they feel like it's everybody trying to be better than somebody, then maybe they should have uniforms. Because some schools have uniforms. Okay? Some schools have uniforms. So that's all they had to do. But if they didn't, I'm going to dress my sons how I want to dress them. And I'm going to buy for them what they wanted to wear. That's what I did. But anyway, I digress. Now let's talk about Biden, because Biden needs to sit down somewhere. Now all of a sudden, he wants to act as though he's concerned about all these illegal folks coming over here. Biden, please miss me with it, okay? Let me pull this up. Because I absolutely cannot with Biden.
Out in South Carolina, President Biden considering a major action on one of the campaign's central issues, immigration. Biden has been under immense pressure over record numbers at the border last year, including from his potential 2024 rival on the trail in South Carolina.
There's never been a border in the history of the world that's looked anything like this tragedy. It's a tragedy. And he can shut it down. All he has to do is say, close the border. We got to get our country straight.
This morning, NBC News learning the president is considering a shift to crack down at the border. According to 3 U.S. officials with knowledge of the deliberations, the actions would make it harder for migrants to claim asylum. Migrants who didn't meet asylum standards would also be quickly deported under the policy. The president would make the change without Congress after Republicans blocked a bipartisan border bill. The Associated Press reporting the White House is considering using a rule that President Trump attempted to use, giving the president broad authority to prevent certain asylum seekers from entering the U.S. Biden has repeatedly criticized his predecessor's immigration policies.
He'd rather weaponize this issue than actually solve it. So Republicans have to decide, who do they serve? Donald Trump or the American people?
The White House saying this morning it's exploring a series of policy options, but it's not clear which one will come to pass. And adding, quote, we continue to call on Speaker Johnson and House Republicans to pass the bipartisan deal.
Another factor here is basically any step the White House takes, particularly absent congressional action, will likely end up tied up in the courts, making this a legal and a political battle right in the heat of an election year. Hoda?
All right, Garrett Hake on that story for us. Garrett, thank you.
Okay, I find it all so nefarious. Biden needs to sit down somewhere. Now, he's trying to blame his predecessors for the immigration and then talking about Trump saying he'd rather weaponize it. First of all, Biden, what have you all been doing besides letting all these people come over here illegally and giving them benefits? And I want you all to pay attention because now they're talking about certain ones of them are going to be sent back. Well, we already know who that's going to be, the Haitians. They're talking about some of them are going to be turned around and sent right back. Yeah, that'll be the Haitians. Isn't that what they always do? Okay, meanwhile, the rest of them get to stay in 5-star hotels and drink glasses of champagne that cost $30. Please pay attention. And the ones from Ukraine, let's not forget, can now collect Social Security, even though they didn't put a dime into it. Okay? This is all crazy, honey. Biden can sit down somewhere. I'm sorry, Biden is nothing more than a shell of a man at this point. How is he going to run the country? Well, he isn't. He isn't. Now, I told you all that I had a dream. Please pay attention. Don't say I didn't warn you. I had a dream that Biden wins the election. But he's going to be taken out of office and Kabami is going to be the president. That's what I had a dream about, honey. Okay, I'm just telling y'all. Timber Dan says, well, the truth of the matter is no administration since Reagan has really done anything serious when it comes to comprehensive immigration reform. Oh, no, they haven't. And Biden needs to sit down somewhere and try to pretend that he wants to do something now. Hold on. Love Her said Cat Williams compared him to Weekend at Bernie's. Did y'all see that movie? That's absolutely who he should be compared to. I find it all so nefarious. My Aunt Egypt said the American government is so nefarious. Okay, absolutely. But anyway, I digress. Now let's talk about Orlando Brown, that is. This young man needs some psychiatric help. Okay, very quickly. Because he's lost it. Now, he's sitting up here making all these allegations of all these people that he's saying he smashed, and then just talking crazy at the same time. Please, Ben.
Smashed him? You smashed him when it was girls?
I didn't smash anything.
So how you know that?
Made love. We made love.
Who you made love with?
Diddy, Bow Wow, Busta Rhymes.
You just told me you see Busta in the airport, too. That motherfucker tried to act like he didn't know you. You smashed Drake?
No, I never smashed.
Oh, you made love to Drake.
And Cat Williams. What's his name?
Bro, you smashing a lot of people.
What's that nigga name? Terrence Howard.
Terrence Howard.
Terrence Howard. Usher. Usher's a gusher. And
what the fuck? Why you not naming no hoes?
I'm telling you, bro. It's my dad's friends. My dad sicked his baddest friends on me.
Who's your dad?
Lucifer.
Now that's how you know the poor child has lost his complete and entire mind. He said Lucifer, his father, sent his friends on him. This is very sad. You know, pray for this young man because he clearly has mental issues. And it likely comes from the things that allegedly happened to him when he was a child star in Hollywood. And we've all heard about those things, haven't we? This is all sad. I mean, look at him and then look at Britney Spears. Okay. And then think about Macaulay Culkin, Corey Haim, Corey Feldman, Todd Bridges, Dana Plato. Think about all of these child stars, how their lives turned out, how many of them were substance abusers, how many of them drank too much, abused alcohol, how some of them took their own lives. Y'all don't see this as a pattern of nefariousness going on in Hollywood. Some of them are out of their minds. This is all very sad and clearly disturbing. He's just going around naming names. Just saying all these things. I bet Busta Rhymes is somewhere punching the air. Like, I know that little ninja didn't say me. Okay? Terrence Howard and Cat Williams, too. Just throwing names out there, honey. Now, the only one I believe is Diddy. The rest of that stuff he said, I have questions. He needs to sit down somewhere. He clearly has lost all of his entire mind. He only had a small piece left. Please pay attention. Anyway, this is all crazy. Halle Berry said, yes, trying to forget. Okay. Black and Silver said, what was the Mickey Mouse Club for real? Mm-hmm. Nita's and Mike's World said, exactly, Queen. This is also sad. Okay, so now let's talk about Kodak Black, because what are y'all going to do with him? He needs help too. He needs some help, and he needs it quick, because he's going to be right back in jail otherwise. Please pay attention.
Don't throw anything at our camera. Kodak Black. Don't throw anything at our...
Hold on. Before I start that, I want you all to pay attention. I need you all to really pay attention to the reporter, how he's clearly trying to instigate. And it's also nefarious. He's trying to instigate Kodak. Okay, please pay attention. After he throws the rocks, he's still trying to get him to do more, it seems. Okay.
Don't throw anything at our camera. Kodak Black. Don't throw anything at our camera.
Rush, call the cops.
Just out of jail.
That's when you wake the Kodak bell up. I've been hibernating, chilling, bro.
He has been chilling in jail since December, but he accepted a plea deal, pleading guilty to a technical violation of his probation. The judge sentenced him to time served. Kodak's been in custody since Plantation police reportedly found him passed out in a Bentley with drugs on him. You want to punch me?
I ain't standing you, huh? I ain't standing you, huh?
Okay, I'm not going to back down from you, Kodak. I'm not going to back down from you.
My son about to be born in less than 48 hours. I ain't worried about y'all, homie.
After throwing rocks at our photographer. And look at that again. I wanted to get your side and say hello to you, and you threatened to punch me.
I did.
Threatening to punch me. Don't threaten to punch me again. You understand what I'm saying?
You know what I mean?
You understand what I'm saying? You want me to call the cops on you right now, Kodak?
You know what I mean?
You want to threaten to punch me again on camera?
This how I'm living, how I'm living. It ain't nothing like you seen on BET.
Kodak sings his way out of jail.
All right.
Just like that, he's gone. But the damage done.
Oh my goodness, did you all hear the reporter? That reporter was hilarious. I'm not going to back down from you, Kodak. Clearly trying to instigate, because at that point, Kodak was clearly leaving. I'm not going to back down from you. Do you want me to call the police? It's the theatrics of it all for me. What is wrong with that young man? He looked like he was high off of drugs. But mind you, he just got out of jail. And then did you hear the man said he's singing his way out of jail? Kodak Black sings his way out of jail. So theatrical. I'm sorry. Make it all make sense. Capricorn said the cameraman is antagonizing him. Yes, clearly. Clearly. Okay, Ryder said it looked like a movie scene. Honey, I'm sure it did. This is all so crazy. Like, this is really not funny. This young man is in dire need of help, okay? I mean, he looked like Pookie from New Jack City. Did you all see how he was walking? His body, you know, his hand gestures and all that stuff? That's a clear sign of somebody who needs mental evaluation real quick. I mean, he looked like he did some drugs while he was in prison, in jail. I have questions. I mean, he was higher than a giraffe's arse from the looks of it. Truthmonger said they get high in jail. I know they do. I mean, he was looking straight up like Pookie from New Jack City, okay? He was just talking so crazy and then throwing rocks. Where did he get rocks from? It's all crazy. Oh, this is all crazy. And then, but everybody got mad at Nick Cannon for saying he was on drugs. I don't know why they got mad. That should be obvious to everyone. Okay? That should be blatantly obvious. Okay? Anyone said that he isn't, or at least doesn't look and act like it, is clearly in denial. Please pay attention. This is all so crazy. Okay? I absolutely cannot. And so with that all being said, I'm going to conclude this broadcast. Okay, Laverne said higher than a Georgia pine tree. Okay. Capricorn said not New Jack City. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. This is very disturbing. Okay. This is very disturbing. We as a people collectively need to get it together real quick because it's looking real bad. Between Kodak Black, Sukiyana, Sexy Red, and Krishan Rock, our people are going to hell in a handbasket. Somebody needs to do something because we're sinking fast, okay? Somebody needs to do something. This is all crazy. Twisted Logic said Lil Wayne is another one. Oh my Lord, this is all crazy. Empress says, translation, Kodak was in jail for punishment for not cooperating with his master when he decided to acquiesce. When he decided to acquiesce, they found a way to release him. But he is under master's control once again. Honey, I believe it. Let's not forget how he got that man who was his lawyer, that white guy. Yeah, he got that man's name tattooed on him. Who does that? Who does that? This is all crazy. I got one more thing to show y'all. I showed you all this on the other channel, but I got to show this again because the end of this is what Kodak is doing. Hold on, let me pull it up real quick. Hold on, beloveds. Is this it? Okay, here we go. This reminds me of Kodak, the end clip on this video.
The sneaker thing. I was on social media last night. Very interesting as you see black support eroding from Joe Biden. This is connecting with black America because they love sneakers. They're into sneakers. They love this is a big deal, certainly in the inner city. So when you have Trump roll out his sneaker line, they're like, wait a minute, this is cool. He's reaching them on a level that defies and is above politics. The culture always trumps politics. And Trump understands culture like no politician I've ever seen.
Question for you on that point, though.
Yeah.
Will the people that are excited about the sneakers and excited about Donald Trump, will that translate into them going out and voting for Donald Trump?
Well, anybody willing to put $400 down for a pair of sneakers? Yeah, I think that's commitment and love. It's
hope
something.
You're right.
It's something. It's affection.
Bro, this is the first look at Trump's shoes right here. Crazy. Let me see the sides. Donald Trump has his own shoe. Yo, tell me about those a little bit. You know anything about them?
These right here, the friends and family, there's only 50 pairs made right here. All gold. You got the gold lace tips as well. Super fire. And low key, they're actually very comfortable. First ever Trump shoes.
Okay, that's Kodak Black with that lawyer of his. That's Kodak Black with that lawyer of his, honey. This is all crazy. This is all crazy. At the end of the day. Ooh, he was proud of those shoes. I mean, the shoes are cute, but $400. I'm sorry. Please make that make sense. Okay. And then he was so proud. It's his first ever Trump shoes. But I want you all to pay attention to the reporter. He's reaching them on levels that's never been done. Okay. He said fashion always trumps. No, the culture always trumps politics. Please pay attention to how he conveniently threw Trump's name in there. It always trumps politics, really. Okay, so black people, I guess y'all gonna run out and vote for Trump because he makes sneakers. Yeah, that's what they think. That's what they just said. That's what they clearly just said. Okay, that's what they just said. Black Conservative said this is demeaning to our character. All lies from the reporter. Exactly. Like that was just all so crazy. The reporter's just pandering and sadly will be successful. But very sad, says Jane. He should have put his hair on them somewhere. Yellow, Trump, orange. This is all crazy. Empress Nanny said they have these people under MK Ultra mind control programming them to act like ghetto imbeciles in the most severe way. When they get out of line, they are punished. I believe it. I believe it. I don't think they have to necessarily program them to act ghetto. I think that they just are ghetto. But some of the foolishness is a bit extreme. Timber Dan said, Queen, I'm voting for you. Thank you, beloved. This is all crazy. Naki said, but the silly brother is wearing them first. Oh, yes, of course. You know they had to film that. This is Trump's way of pandering to black folk. And I find it interesting because usually, isn't it the Democrats that do all the pandering, going to the Black Baptist churches, eating fried chicken, dancing to Cardi B, taking pictures in front of the Black Panther poster, pulling hot sauce out of purses, playing saxophones. That's all the Democrats that do all of that. But now, looks like Trump has joined the party. Looks like Trump has joined the party. This is all crazy at the end of the day. So with that all being said, I'm out of here. Everyone, please like and share, subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Be sure to click that notification bell and click the word all so you're notified each time the Queen Goddess goes live. For those of you that follow the spiritual channel, I will be uploading something today, and we'll be having trivia on there tomorrow. Okay, tomorrow afternoon, maybe around 12. So I will be uploading something. So with that all being said, Truthmonger said, I'm voting for Joe Biden's dog. Okay. Ray Williams said, Queen, I got to give it. Queen, I got to give it. I own it. Ray Williams, beloved, thank you. I don't know what you're talking about, though. I think you might have a typo. What designer did he get to make them? Says Duranda. I don't know. That's a good question. That is a good question, honey, at the end of the day. Okay? Juju says, love you to life, Queen. I love you right, Black, beloved. Okay, so with that all been said. Oh, Ray Williams. Okay. Ray said, Queen, I got 5 on it. Okay. Not 5 on it, honey. Y'all need to sit down somewhere. Okay, so with that all been said, everyone enjoy the rest of this beautiful day. Enjoy your strong end, not the weekend, leaving you in a weakened state of mind. Each one teach one. That's how we grow and thrive. Do something productive, constructive, but never destructive. And always remember to keep the Most High first in your lives. Let's not forget that the Queen's birthday is the 27th. All right. So anyway, we might have an after party, right, or something like that. So with that all being said, I will see you all again soon. Peace.
Yo, Nick, hit him with that flavor. Gold all in my skin, God all in my blood. Kings all in my circle, you touch one of mine and you're done. They show no love for the queen, why you hating on me? Is it cause I'm free and I got Malcolm X in my jeans? I got dreams like King Luther, shed blood like Kunta. You ain't helping my people, I ain't got nothing to say to ya. I want all the smoke like hookah. Talking reparations, America won't be great until they give us compensation. I'm like, I'm the hottest right now. That's See right. A bunch of lames out here trying to jock on my style. They be doing too much. I'm the queen, it's too easy. It's like they all at Popeyes, how they be talking so greasy. I just sit back and laugh while these haters get madder. So nefarious how they don't want my pockets with cheddar. I tell them they can do better. These snakes in the grass can leave a bite on your ass, cause y'all be trusting too fast. I got my foot on the gas, other one on they necks. Dropping receipts on haters, you better show some respect. I'm never facing regrets, we only facing the threats. Running through every challenge like a relay, break no sweat. It's a cold game, so I got that blanket with me. Now that my people awaken, ain't no going to sleep. I do not play by my piece. This time I'm playing for keeps. You talking slick, but when I see you like them ends, we gon' meet. And I got gold all in my skin, God all in my blood. Kings all in my circle. You touch one of mine and you done. They show no love for the queen. Why they hating on me? Is it cause I'm free and I got Malcolm X in my jeans and I got gold all in my skin, God all in my blood. Kings all in my circle. You touch one of mine and you done. They show no love for the queen. Why they hating on me? Is it cause I'm free and I got Malcolm X in my jeans and I got